All right, I'm gonna show you an unorthodox way to reform a ring band, wedding ring, some type of ring band that got bent. So the other day I was moving my laundry machine, and my finger got caught underneath my ring band. Now, most jewelers have what we call a ring mandrel. You put the ring on it, you tap it with a rawhide mallet around it, you pull it down, eventually it becomes a perfect circle again. However, rings get bent all the time, and most people don't have a ring mandrel lying around. So here's a really unorthodox way I was thinking about. What would I have in my house to fix this problem quickly? And so I figured, what is shaped like a ring mandrel? Common carrot, found in your fridge, 5 cents, 10 cents, something like that. But so the whole thing is you put it on this and you tap it so you can see it's misshapen. If you tap it, you're going to dig into the carrot, so you're going to want to wrap a little duct tape around that first in order to prevent your ring from digging into this carrot. Plus, it'll give you a little bit harder surface to work on. You don't have to be pretty about it. There, just like that. So what you're going to want to do is, when you put it down, you're going to want to have lengthwise going up and down, and the shortest parts on the diameter of the ring going side to side. And for this purpose, I took a normal small claw hammer. I had a little bit of a furniture moving pad that you put on the bottom leg so you don't scuff your floors. Put on there, because otherwise you're going to make a lot of chunks and mar up your metal. You just want to do some light taps, spin it around, slide it up the carrot, light taps, spin it around, slide it up the carrot, and so on. So if you want to look, you'll see that ring is actually almost perfectly round. Goes right back on the finger, super nice. If you want it perfectly round, and you don't want to just keep doing micro taps over and over and over and over and over and over and over, what you could do too is you take a lug. If you have like a ratchet set, this is a 13 millimeter, and you take a little wax paper and you'd set the wax paper on the end of your lug, and you'd put this over your ring like this, do a couple taps. As you can see, it goes inside. You want to get a lug. Sorry about my voice, by the way. I have laryngitis right now, but I figured it'd be fun to do a video anyway. You want to pick a lug that's almost the exact diameter of the inside of the thing, of your ring. And then you can pop it right off. The wax paper helps it slide back off. And voila. You have a perfectly round ring again. All I used was a couple things around the house. These mandrels aren't that expensive. You can go to a craft store and get one for, I don't know, $5, $6. And you get a rawhide mallet for maybe $7, $8. So, $15. But then you have to go to the store. And, I mean, really, you just saw, for a thinner band, I took carrots, some duct tape, and a hammer. I mean, you could just put a piece of leather on the end of that and duct tape this onto the hammer. If you don't have these pads, it doesn't really matter as long as it's just not metal hitting metal. Anyway, if you dug this video, subscribe. I'll probably be doing a lot more off-the-wall jewelry videos like this. When I first started making jewelry 10 years ago, it was some pretty basic tools. When I first started fabricating about 7 years ago, I had a 2x4 for a bench. I had a hand crank drill. I had a claw hammer and a jigsaw. That was it, like a hand jigsaw, like a jeweler's saw. That was it. I didn't have these crazy expensive pieces of equipment that you see some people say, oh, I gotta save up and buy this, buy that. Sometimes you just gotta do MacGyver style. Thanks for paying attention.